So it has finally happened. Milan Lucic has been traded away from the Edmonton Oilers after, them wanting to unload that contract over the past 2 years. He finally waived his no trade clause, and that set up this 1-for-1 deal that sent James Neal to the Edmonton Oilers in exchange for Milan Lucic going the other way. Edmonton now saves $250,000 in cap because James Neal makes $5.75 mil, Lucic makes $6 mil, and their contracts both expire at the end of the 2022-23 season. I think this is a huge win for Edmonton. James Neal is a guy who I think can definitely bounce back and be a 25, maybe 30 goal scorer if he plays with a guy like Draisaitl or McDavid. It was just an awful year for him in the Calgary Flames organization. He didn't fit in, and this was coming off a pretty strong year for him with the Vegas Golden Knights. Now he gets a chance for a fresh start. James Neal came out and said that he's going to work very hard over the summer to get his body in shape and prepare to have a bounce back season next year. And Edmonton, they struggle with having good wingers, and I think James Neal is an upgrade from Milan Lucic. And for Calgary's side, I just don't really know why they wanted to do this. I know they probably just wanted to get rid of that James Neal contract, but now you have another contract that is arguably worse, and Milan Lucic isn't, as offensively gifted as James Neal is. He's not as good as a goal scorer as James Neal is, but he can bring physicality. He probably can bring some leadership in that young locker room, and I think that is probably why Calgary wanted to do that. They saw how they kind of got pushed around in the playoffs by the Colorado Avalanche, and now they probably wanted a guy like Milan Lucic who can, bring some pushback and some fight back. So this is a really interesting trade. I think for Edmonton fans, have to be happy with the way this has turned out. Milan Lucic really hasn't given you anything over the past 2 years besides a physical presence and, maybe a locker room leader, but this team needs wingers that can help Draisaitl, that can help Connor McDavid especially, and I think James Neal can do that, especially on the power play. He gives you another weapon out there who has a great shot, a good goal scorer, and I think James Neal will be in for a bounce back year. And for Calgary Flames fans, I don't know how I would feel about it if I was a fan, because yes, you do get rid of the James Neal contract, but you get like a worse contract and a player that's worse, but maybe he fits your team a little bit better. So we're really just gonna have to wait and see what happens. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think though. If you're a fan of the Flames or the Oilers especially, let me know your thoughts on the trade down in the comment section below. And now I know this is mainly a video on the Lucic and James Neal trade, but news also broke that Jacob Trouba has signed with the New York Rangers a 7-year, $56 million contract with an $8 million annual average for the restricted free agent. He finally gets his payday after going through arbitration over the past 2 seasons with the Winnipeg Jets, and he deserves it. He's a very solid defenseman. Yes, you can say this is maybe a little bit of an overpayment. He's only had one 50-point season, but he's a very solid defenseman. He can put up numbers. He can probably quarterback a power play. He's now like the best defenseman on this New York Rangers team, arguably, so I think it is a good fit. I had to get something done with Jacob Trouba after they did make the trade to get him, because then there would have been no point to get him. So yes, they have spent a lot of money over the summer, but they are a better team now, and that is all you can ask for from your team, is to get better over the offseason, work towards being a playoff team next season. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jacob Trouba plays next year with his new team. Is he going to live up to the contract? We're going to have to wait and see, but if he can consistently be a 50-point defenseman and be as reliable in his own end as he was over the past year with the Winnipeg Jets, I think that the New York Rangers will be just fine with paying him this much money. So that is going to wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. This is kind of just, a small little news video, and make sure to let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on the Milan Lucic for James Neal trade, and also on the Jacob Trouba signing with the New York Rangers. So with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I will see you guys all in the next video.